I think from Daodeji, we couldn't use certain terms to firmly point out the souls. So you can use any kind of words from different religions. They have their own terms. I think from Hinduism, you also have your term called the souls. So the law of nature, the self or the oneness, I think it's okay. It's just a term.
Let me speak a little bit. My understanding of karma is a few years ago, a friend of mine, he would say karma is the action and the reaction, the condition and cause. At the end, it's the whatever your action and your reaction will cause the karma later on. And I was quite agree with it. And I believe everybody have their own understanding of karma. And then I was thinking, can karma be changed? The next question, because there's a lot of karma, there's good karma. Karma is not necessarily bad. Some are good. But maybe mostly we experience a lot of bad karma, and the bad karma will make us learn in life. And then my next question to myself was, can we change karma? And I did not have an answer until I was at the temple, and after I received Tao, that's when I realized that, oh, karma can be changed maybe through Tao cultivation. That will be my understanding. So I was gonna tell Ping Yi and everybody else that, you know, it's possible to, my belief, my personal view is that karma can be changed if you receive Tao and then you cultivate Tao, and through the path, the karma can be changed from maybe bad to no, or bad to good, you know. That's my personal view.
I think with karma, even though in one way we can talk about like it's a natural pattern in this world, natural phenomenon. Another way I've seen it is people talk about it, teach about it in a way is almost like marketing to kind of maybe encourage a certain type of behavior in people. So maybe it's part of like a reward system. Like you want to do good so that it will be good for you in your next life. Otherwise, if you don't do good, eventually it'll come back to you. So that's what I normally hear when I talk about karma or reincarnation. So to me, that's also one way, just like how a parent encourages a child to be a certain way. That's how maybe society or certain groups of people would encourage others to behave by sharing that phenomenon that's natural in this world.
Yeah, some people think that karma is like a punishment of the bad action that you have done, and karma, it's kind of like a punishment. So then it's a natural way of punishment, not necessarily like you get a ticket or you have to pay fine. That's what some people's thinking.
Right. But they also encourage other people to be good. Like, oh, if you act in a good way, you'll have like fortune in your next life, or you'll meet your perfect person in your next life, or you'll be a certain way in the next life if you act a certain way in this life. So it kind of encourages people to behave a certain way, so that they,
or at least encourage people not to do anything bad, in my opinion, because personally, I feel like being a good person is just our responsibility, or it isn't like, I wouldn't say or think that to behave well behave, it will bring me fortune or, you know, anything good. But then I see it as like something that I should have done, whether behaving well is something that I think I should have been, whether I would receive a lot of fortune or next life, or whether I would have a good life when I reincarnate the next time.
And sometimes we think too much, and we try to figure out what is karma by logic, by knowledge. But actually, that's attachment. We want to change because we dislike some results we might have in our life. Then maybe we blame on karma or the karma from our previous life. But could we change? I don't know. And maybe we could, maybe we couldn't. But I think if I focus too much on how to change karma or how to change some result I must have in my life, I live the present moment. I began to live or hope I could have something in the future. So I don't focus on what I have now because I want to change my karma or I want to change something I don't like. So I think maybe karma, if we don't, it seems paradoxical. If I don't try to concentrate on karma, maybe I can have good karma or something. If we focus too much on changing karma, I think that might be an attachment and that might cause so-called bad karma more, maybe. So I think for me, it's not necessary for me to truly understand what is karma. And maybe different people have different definitions, like people from Hinduism, from Buddhism, from Taoism, they have their own definitions on karma. So which karma are you mentioning? So I'm not sure. So I just share my life experience. I seldom think about what is karma or think about changing my karma. And I try to stay in the moment and be aware of, try to be aware of every moment and try to observe my self-protections on something. And and I think I have good vitality in my life. Yeah, so I think that's all.
Okay, let me.
I like this conversation on karma, and I was gonna share my understanding of the concept of karma is that it's kind of like a natural concept. I think of it like we're farmers planting seeds in the ground, and if in our past life we were planting oranges, then in this life we're going to reap oranges. And if we planted apples, then we're going to reap apples. And it's so on. It's not necessarily like bad or good. It can be both good or bad. But it's I think it's a matter of how you view it. You know, I believe what Iris was saying, that if your karma is, you know, have a pretty bad karma right now, you could change it to good. But I believe in making the best out of the situation. Okay, making the best out of the situation right now. Okay, whatever it is. And I really believe too that Tao, cultivating Tao, can help a lot to make your life better right now. If the karma that you're experiencing is very tough, unpleasant, or undesirable. You know, cultivating Tao, it's like you're transforming yourself. It's a self-transformation experience, a spiritual experience that works within to transform our thinking, our view that we're seeing, and by changing our own inner thinking, we can actually, you know, we can make anything that is unpleasant, we can transform it and make the best out of the situation, and eventually start planting good, you know, good things right now by our actions that we do now, by our thoughts that we are thinking right now. We can plant all these good seeds so that they will grow in the future, and we can later reap very good fruits, you know, later. So it's this how I think of it. It's, you know, yeah, destiny. I believe that we can change our destiny. We can change our karma with the help of Buddha Maitreya, or with the help of Jesus Christ or Mother Mary, if we are trying to learn from them, from their life. You know, they have a lot of good teaching we can learn from. And if we try to do what they were teaching us through their life, and study the scriptures that are available through church or through the Tienshin temple, if we try to study them, we can learn to accept whatever we have to face right now, whatever that is. We start by learning to accept it. Acceptance is one like cornerstone that helps us to make our life better, to eventually change our karma, change our destiny. We start by accepting the reality as it is, and give thanks for whatever it is. Be thankful. And then from that point, we can pray, we can read scriptures, we can study the life of Jesus, Mother Mary, Buddha Maitreya. Many Lao Tzu had a very interesting life too. We can study their life through the scripture, and after, you know, all this cultivation, we can plant good seeds for the future by doing good things, and keep praying to God and help us make our life better. I think that's what I think about karma.
Yes. So with karma, I would like to add one more concept, like karma and detachment. The concept is like this: if you are doing your karma, like Buddha was doing, karma is like action. If you are doing action, you are doing your karma, means you are doing your karma. But when the time you know, just what we say, you for desire for your fruit, you just vanish from your mind. You don't desire for the fruit. Whatever you do, just for the sake of doing good, you do. and you don't have any desires, then you will be, from this circle, you will be out from this circle, and you will be getting into the oneness. So detachment is very essential. Like detachment, like if you are doing karma and you are always thinking about the fruits, like if I am doing something, I should get this result, then always you will be tied up with the desire for the fruit, for whatever the action you are taking. But the moment you disappear the desire, you don't have any desire now, then that is called detachment. When you are totally detached from your karma's fruits, right? So like if you are doing bad karma, there will always be desire. But if you are doing good karma, not just for yourself, but in context of society and world, and in detached matter, with the result, like then you will be getting oneness also. That I also like feel. Yeah.
So even though we want to do something good, but actually maybe we don't, we are not aware of our motive. And I think there are two situations that we might have so-called good karma or good results. First, maybe we want to have good result or good karma, so that's why I do this. It's nothing about my real thoughts or my real concept or my instinct to do something, because only because I want good results. So I do this, and people tell me to do this. But the other situation is, I just want to do this. My inner voice tell me to do. I don't care about results. I just do without any kind of concept. My virtue just automatically tell me to do so. So I think if we do something in first situations, I think that's not really authentic, because we want something behind result, behind the behaviors. I don't care about process. I don't care about behaviors itself. I only care about results. So people tell me to do so, and religions tell me, spiritual teaching tell me do this, do that. So I just follow. But I don't think that's my understanding of we can have good karma. And I want to mention a term called duality. Yeah, we discriminate black and white, bad or good, right or wrong. And I think it's kind of subtle attachment for human beings. So yeah, Vissel mentioned about non-attachments. I think we people, human beings, addict to discriminating what is bad or good or right or wrong. So yeah, maybe in non-duality situation, maybe we don't really care about what is good or bad. We can understand, okay, what's people's so-called good or bad, but try not to attach to it. And another extreme is, okay, there's no good or bad or right or wrong, but we live in a physical world. We can understand people's dialogue. Oh, they mention good or bad, right or wrong, black and white. I can understand. but try not to attach to them. But also don't throw them away, because if you throw them away, we might become the last event participants, Jacob. I think he just tried to throw all the concept away, but actually he's still addicted to concepts. He just wants to escape from confronting them, just that. So how to integrate non-duality into our life, I think is also quite important. So yeah, it's a bit away from the topic karma, but yeah, that's my understanding. I'm trying to do that, but I still learning.
Yes, I want to address to Kai Song's question. She addressed two things. First question she asked about when will the karma or reincarnation be ended. So to the Tao cultivator, we believe that we come to this life for a reason, and it's to experience our lesson. And there's a lesson of love that we need to learn, lesson of managing our anger, lesson of anger, jealousy, temptation, all this. So there's so many things, so many emotion, and so many bonds and ties and knots that we have to untie them. So if we can untie the knot or learn the lesson, learn all the lesson that we can, then we will not need to be reincarnated again. And the reason we are reincarnated here on this earth is because there's something that we have not learned yet. We have not learned how to love. We have not learned how to deal with each other. We have not learned to deal with our family, or jealousy, envy, or a lot of like how to turn the suffering into a learning experience. So once we finish that, we will not come to this earth again. That will be the end of reincarnation, because there's nothing to do here. This is based on the spiritual law.
Also, it's to say, if we stop reincarnating, then we no longer have to deal with karma, because there's no karma anymore, right?
Correct. We will not come to this physical realm. We go to the other realm. Because people in this physical realm is in the lower realm, and we have so much need to learn. And why we have so much need to learn is because in our previous life, we have so much we have so much attachment that we have not learned yet. And once we learn it, then we can move up. Like you say, playing a game, we can move up to a higher realm.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yes, I was listening to Joanna's answer, and I agree with the idea that we're here to learn about love one another, and you know, like karma can be thought of as a debt that we have. Like if it's bad karma, for example, it can be thought of as a debt that we have to pay in this life. And like, for example, if we buy a car and we are buying it on credit, we have to pay it off over 3 years, 5 years, you know. So if we don't finish paying that car, eventually you're gonna have to pay it in your next life, because the whole debt has to be paid off. Okay, but the point is that you can make this experience a sorrowful experience, or you can make it a more pleasant experience. Okay, we have the with the help of you know, God, we can make the sorrow become transform it into a more pleasant experience, and pay off our debts with love. If we love one another, we can pay off our debt in this life, in a loving way, you know, with service, with work, with the different activities we can do that are helpful, that are helping others. We can pay off, with loving service, we can pay off our karmic debt. You know, if we learn how to love, that's, you know, another lesson to learn. But you know, if we try to do it, we can eventually love one another. It's not easy for some of us to love one another or learn to love each other, but it really makes a big difference. So we can pay off our debt, you know, in a nice, pleasant way, make our experience more pleasant, you know, less painful, more happier, joyful experience.
Maybe we should better pay off, according to Peter. I'm trying to add on, like, it comes with interest if you don't pay that off. So next life, when you reincarnate and you carry with all the debt that you have, when the interest may be multiplied, and so maybe your life will be even more difficult than the previous life. So it's very important, if you have debt, then you pay it off as soon as possible, with merit, with love, with whatever you can contribute, without accumulate additional interest, or like what do you call those, fine or additional fees? Like if you forgot your auto loan, then you end up paying like a penalty and all that. So if we could, I think it's a good thought that we would try to pay off our bad karma as soon as we can. Robert.
Well, from what you're saying, I guess what I should do in this life is plant some gold in the ground, I guess. And in my next life, I can come back and just dig it up. Yes?
But you have to mine the gold. The gold doesn't work as like an apple tree that you plant some gold. It's not like you plant 1 ounce of gold and when you return the next life, the 1 ounce become like 10 ounce or 100 ounce. No,
gold
maybe
does not
it's
multiply.
still there, or it could even be disappear after when you return the next life, whatever you have plant the gold from previous life. Yes.
So
and also
I'm going to read my mind and know where it is.
Yeah, so you have to work on it. I think you have to do work to mine the gold, not just I think just planting it and leave it there and not doing anything. I don't think it will happen.
Yeah, I was going to agree with the theme of that love is just totally important, and being a good person is just throughout our lives, that we just keep it simple as possible, and concentrate on the closest thing. I keep saying it, I really do believe this, that the closest thing that we can come to Tao is love. But in reading and studying the I Ching, I have a book called it's the Taoist I Ching, and in that book there's a concept that I really like. It's called, there's 2 kinds of mentality. You're laughing. Why are you laughing, Joanna?
I'm laughing
anyway,
at Pingy Roll. Somebody should steal your gold.
Somebody may. That's what I thought too.
I'm going to try not to think. I am not. There are 2 kinds of mentality or thinking. You guys aren't going to let me alone, are you? Okay. There is the human mentality. There's the human mentality, and then there is the mind of Tao. If in order to change destiny and in order to change karma, if you live in the human mentality, then you're living in the human genetics. You cannot, if you live with that mind, you cannot change destiny. You cannot change karma. What is the human mentality? The human mentality has an ego. The human mentality has a self. So long as you live in that memory, with that memory, you cannot change your destiny. It keeps going around like the lines in a tree trunk. It keeps repeating itself life after life. And the goal, ultimately, is to change your mind and live with the mind of Tao. Don't ask me today to define how to live with the mind of Tao. First, look at the human mentality. Define first the human mentality. If you live in the world of duality, if you have a big ego, if you're angry all the time, then you're going to have problems with destiny and you're going to have problems with karma. I guess that's it right now.
Okay. I wanted to say, I agree with Ping Yi. You know, somebody might steal your goal if you plan your goal, like physical goal bar. But then one thing is that if you plan the goal in your soul, in your mind, and no one can steal it because it's not in a physical form, that when you reincarnate or in your next life, or you can always have it that when it's in a physical form, it might disappear and people might steal it. But if you really plan it in your mind, no one can take it away from you. Wishel, you'll be next.
Like, if we are doing some karma, you know, and we are saying like, yeah, if I'm doing this, so I'm doing this work to getting that result. So yeah, even if we are doing the karma, the result is not fixed, right? Result is not in our hands. You know, we can get the results also, we cannot get the results also, right? So this is one more thing in the karma. Like, I can think like, if I'm doing something, maybe I won't get the result today. If not today, maybe tomorrow I will get. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe in the, you know, next 10 years, 50 years, or maybe in the next life I will get. But that is not confirmed. The result is not in our hand. We can just do karma. Result is not in our hand. So that is also one thing in karma. That what I think.
Okay. Okay. Anybody has any comments about what he just mentioned? Okay. And Sister Joanna, you wanted to answer the second question that Kai Song has bring up about King Yi brought up an interesting point. Now I wonder if the intention is bad, but the action.
Yes, I already answered Kai the question in the chat
earlier.
It's already written in the chat.
I see.
Unless she has any other question.
Well, I guess I want to clarify. So, because for me, it's really understanding, is karma based on intention or is it based on actual action? So, like, one of the things I saw from a movie, it makes me wonder, like, there are some people who will say, oh, I want to kill those kids to prevent them from living a bad life. Their intention it could be up to discussion, but maybe for some things, a good intention, they want to stop the kids from living what they think is a bad life, but the action is they kill the kids. So is karma based on the intention or is it based on the action?
I think the karma is based on intention. It's based on our thought.
Okay.
Even if you have not act on it before you start the action.
Oh. So I guess the action could be like perceived differently, but then it's the intention that triggers the karma.
Correct. Say you want to kill somebody. You want to, but you haven't acted on it. The bad karma already come. But later on, you got busy or you got tied up on something else. You did not fulfill that action. Then you forgot about it. Then the karma will somehow be erased. Or you say you want to change your mind. Then that will be reversed. That's what I think.
So what if like you had bad intention, but you end up doing good? So the action doesn't count for karma, that the bad intention will still, like karma will be based on the bad thought, even though the action end up like saving a lot of people or helping people in different ways.
Well, good action, it's kind of like money saving that can offset the bad karma or the bad intention. So think about it's like a money account. The more money that you put in, it's like a saving, and then that will cover your deficit in the past, right?
Oh, even though you didn't intend, like maybe it's like it just happened that way. You didn't intend for it, but it's almost, I guess it's almost like stock investment, right? Maybe you didn't think that stock would do well, but it ended up doing well. You still get the benefits, even though your intention wasn't there. Is that how it works? Because to me, that was a big question because I don't understand. Like, is it really, which one has a heavier weight? Is it intention or is it action or end result of that intention? Because sometimes it's very conflicting. Sometimes you intend bad, you do good. You intend good, you do bad.
There's a lot of layers in your question. I don't think I can answer it here. There's like too many. And Ashley, do you want to speak up? Maybe we can talk in a later time because there's a lot of layers to this because I hear that. And Ashley, would you like to be next?
Oh, sure. Hi, everyone. First, I just want to thank everyone for just kind of providing this platform. This is a very, excuse me, this is a very interesting topic, and I really am grateful to listen in. Given the topic of karma and the previous question, I just wanted to share an excerpt of this book. Well, it's really an app that I found, but it's an ebook, and it's called Allegory of the Puzzle. And I guess it covers everything metaphysical theory, but it talks a lot about karma. And the subject here is called karma's purpose. And I don't know if you guys didn't mind if I shared it with you all, because I think it's very interesting and has a lot to do with everything that we're talking about here. So it basically says karma is the experience of what you have created. It is the compassionate dynamic through which you learn to create responsibly. Karma is the law of cause and effect through which you shape your life with every decision. Karma is neither good nor bad. There are no good effects or bad effects, only effects. You choose the cause, and that choice includes your choice of an effect. The cause and the effect are one. If you participate in the cause, you will always participate in the effect. There are no exceptions. It is the law. You tell the universe how to treat you when you make choices. When you choose to think of suffering, you create it and you experience it. When you create joy, you experience joy. Sooner or later, you will make the connection between what you choose and what you experience. Then you will choose differently. There are very few humans that start a life without any old karma. Almost every one of us have been misled by addictive demands of ego, and as a result have created tensions. In previous incarnations, you may have violated the rights of other beings, caused pain, disrespected life, and even extinguished life. Many crimes, many wars have happened in the course of mankind's history. Many of those beings that committed these acts are committing such acts right now and are still among us. Such acts are part of our experience, and what counts now is to learn from these experiences. Now is the time to forgive all of those who victimized us. Although through forgiveness can the karma that connects you be dissolved. When you forgive, you truly do this with your heart, then your karma can be freed and negative energies are dissolved. Through such an expression of love, the negative energies can be transformed. There will be beings you harmed who will not forgive you. In this case, it is not you who must ask for forgiveness, either in silence or in meditation. It is you who must ask for forgiveness in silence or in meditation. Without forgiveness, these tensions can only be removed by reparation, by serving those people in a special way, an expression of love which dissolves the karma. This is no easy path, but it may take several incarnations before the awareness of other beings have grown enough for forgiveness to be granted. Energy is indestructible because God is indestructible. However, energy can change and can be brought onto different levels. These are two very basic laws which have repercussions on many areas of your existence. Energy is indestructible, therefore it has permanently valid stability. The changeability of energy is of utmost importance for the development of souls because this means that their consciousness can be raised and brought to a higher level of existence. I apologize for that long rant, but it answered a lot of questions that I've heard in the discussion, and I just wanted to share that, and I really appreciate you guys for listening and allowing me to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. And Vishal, would you like to be next?
Yes. I heard somebody was saying, so sorry, I didn't see the name, that if my intention is bad and I end up doing good thing, so how the karma works. So I would like to explain one thing. Like if you have, bad intention, then the bad karma is in your mind. Like you have karma in the mind, but somehow you try to do bad and you end up doing good. Then in that case, what will happen? What I feel that you will get the reaction. Like if you have the bad intention in your mind, you'll be getting reaction for that karma in your mind only. And if you have done something physically bad, then physically you will get the reaction. Like, so if you have done any bad karma in your mind, then you will get the reaction in the mind only. And if you have done something bad in physical way, by intention also, and physically you done it, then you will get the reaction in the both ways.
Oh, thank you, Vishal. Yeah. In a way, that's very similar to what I think Ashley had read, and actually it really connects well. But you shared it in a different way. Actually, it's clear for me because it's very concise. But I appreciate that. It actually clears a lot of thoughts I had in my head. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other comment? I'm trying to read from the chat panel. Oh, Mark, are you here?
I think he was driving.
Oh, I see.
So
no.
Later he let him listen.
I'm here. I'm not driving anymore.
Oh, did you have any comment?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay, good. Anyone else? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up for that moment that I love.
Well, since no one is talking, I will want to share my thought. So to me, karma is like a piece of land. When we are born, we are all given a piece of land. And this land, mine is different than yours. Yours is different than others. So we are all given this piece of land. And in this piece of land, there is weeds. And then there is some people's land have more weeds, which signify more obstacle. Some people's land have less amount of weeds. So this person will have less obstacle, maybe a more successful life or more prosperous life. Definitely some people have I know many people come from broken family. So those people, they come with broken family or financial hardship, come with a physical disability, that they do have a lot of weeds in their land. It depends on how we take care of the weeds or how we deal with the weeds. So if we can, if we know what's in our land, we can manage our life. First of all, we want to look at our land, how much weeds we have. We want to stop giving water to those weeds so that they will not grow further. We want to focus on removing the weeds. That will be talking about changing our karmas. First, we want to let the land dry, stop giving fertilizing, buying the fertilizer for the weeds, stop giving water. And then hopefully, eventually, we understand where the weeds come from. We pluck the weeds out, and then we also remove the weeds. That will be like changing the course of our karma. So when the weeds are being removed, then we can plant whatever flowers, whatever tree we want, then that will be planting a good seed in our land. So in our life, we really want to plan out what kind of seed we want to plant and what are the best seed that we want to remove. And talking about the weeds, we also have to think about the soil. If I'm living in a tropical land and I have this land that's full of moist, I would not want to grow cactus. In other words, you don't want to plant something that your land is not suitable for. If I live in, say, Texas, it's a very dry land. How can I grow something that has big leaves? How can I grow apple tree? I think apple tree is does not grow in the desert area. So that's a great example. You want to grow something that's suitable for your land. In other words, sometimes we might have expectation. Sometimes we might have wish that we want to fulfill, but we want to try to find a seed that's suitable for our land. And also maybe our land is barren. How can we fertilize our land? How can we make our land more, come with more prosperity? What do we need to do? Do we need to go to Home Depot to buy the topsoil? Topsoil, buy some fertilizer and decide what kind of thing we want to grow. So talking about the land, I mean, conceptually, we understand how to take care of our backyard garden. We want to grow cucumber. I want to grow basil or eggplant or whatever. So if we can manage our backyard plant, we can also manage our karmic land too.